Hi, so our topic here today is off-grid or grid tie. What's right for me? So in our explanation, we're going to be talking about a battery-based grid tie system here. So essentially what a battery-based grid tie system is, it would have solar panels, an inverter, and a battery pack, and it would be tied to the AC grid in your house. So it would essentially feed back through the meter in your house. Why would we have a system like this? A couple of different reasons. So we may be in a jurisdiction that allows us to feed power back to the grid or sell power back to the grid, often referred to as net metering. The other reason that we might have a system like that is if there's time of use billing. So off-grid, will we choose to just go off-grid? In most situations, if we have utility power available or grid power available, in most cases we're not going to go off-grid because it's generally more expensive to generate your own power than it is to buy it from the utility. Now that's changing as the price of utility power continues to increase and many of the components in solar systems continue to decrease, especially solar panels. Why would we go off the grid? In most cases, it's got to do with being remote. So the local utility, hydro transmission lines are too far away. So if you're going to run utility power into the house and it's any amount of distance, it's going to cost more than it would to put your own solar system in, your own power system in. Grid parity. What does grid parity mean? Essentially that means that it costs the same or less to generate your own power than it does to buy it from the grid. Not a lot of places in North America where this applies. However, in the US, Hawaii is at grid parity, and in northern Canada, many small towns and villages are at grid parity. So oftentimes in those areas, there is grid parity. So you would choose to go off the grid because you can generate your own power less expensive than you can buy from the grid. You know, the other reason that we might be grid tied is to be self-sufficient. We want the reliability, the backup if anything ever happens, any natural disasters. We're starting to see more and more power outages from ice storms, windstorms, trees down on branches, hurricanes. So with a grid tie system, we have that reliability that if the grid power goes out, we still have our own power. So we've got solar panels to generate electricity, we've got inverters and batteries to run the components in the house that we need, whether it be the entire home or critical components. So just a number of reasons that we may be grid tie or off grid. Hope that answers some of your questions.